Jamesrb10 here, how is it going my army, and welcome to a bit of an interesting video today. Today I am going to be sharing 8 personal facts about myself that you may not have known. For most of the people watching this video, the only time we ever bump into each other is in these videos, so you might not really know what to make of me. You either think I'm an absolute god of the internet, you either think I'm the biggest paedophile since Jimmy Savile, or if you've come from Arsenal Fan TV, you might consider me the first ever mutant hybrid between DT, Troops and Kelechi. But hopefully you guys will now learn a lot from this video, because I'm about to show to you that there's a whole lot more to my life apart from my YouTube channel. So we're just going to dive straight into it. Smash a like if you enjoy this different kind of video today, and pretty much let's just dive straight into it. The first fact about myself is that I have actually lived in 5 different houses in my life. I was born up in Leeds and I lived there until 2002. Then my family moved down to Essex, where we lived until 2006. In 2006 my family moved over to Ireland until 2011. We lived in a mini estate called Killarnard. That was quite fun, but then my dad decided that he wanted to move back to England for financial reasons. So in 2011 we moved back to England, back to Essex, and for 18 months there we rented out a house there, before in 2013 we bought a house outright, and I've lived there ever since. So yeah, there's quite a lot of people that can say that they've lived in the same estate as a famous YouTuber. The next fact about myself is that I actually go to the same school as another YouTuber who has way more subscribers than me. I go to the same school as Luella, who is one of the 7 awesome kids, as they call themselves, a channel which has over 2 million subscribers. But the weird thing about this is that lots of people at my school actually, I can hear them saying, Jamesrb10! Look, it's Jamesrb10! RB, the guide to getting a girl, the guide to getting a girl! Yeah, and my fan base are a lot more vocal whenever they see me, but I have actually never ever heard anybody scream, hey, it's Luella! And, you know, that kind of thing. I've never seen them show that kind of support for Luella, so make of that what you will, but I would rather have 11,000 loyal and enthusiastic subscribers than 2.2 million subscribers who just prod along with your content and don't really show their enthusiasm at all to you. So in that respect, sorry Luella, but I'm the bigger YouTuber around here. The next fact about myself is that when I was growing up, I was a huge fan of the TV show Thunderbirds. In 2001, the classic 1960s TV show was being rebroadcast on BBC, and I used to watch every episode and absolutely loved them. I still remember in 2002, I think it was, I got a toy Thunderbird 1, Thunderbird 2 and Thunderbird 4 for Christmas. And I can still remember most nights when I was in the bathtub, I would take Thunderbird 2, hold it above the water, and drop the pod into the bath and deploy Thunderbird 4, reenacting the scenes in some of the episodes. And I was just a huge fan. I was definitely one of those boys who loved his toys when I was growing up. My love for the series kind of died out after a live-action remake was released into the cinemas in 2004, and that was just absolutely awful in my opinion. Like, what were you thinking, Jonathan Frakes? You were about as useful as a director as the Pope's dick, okay? The next fact about me is not necessarily a fact, but more of an observation that I've made recently, and that is, I have a weird habit of going for girls that don't actually follow me on Instagram. After my first breakup in year 6, lots of people started trying to link me towards another girl in my primary school who actually followed me on her old account but never followed me back on her new account. Good start. The girl that I talked about in the story of my ex, she didn't follow me at the time, though she has now followed me, so good job there. The girl that I wanted to go to prom with, she doesn't follow me on Instagram, despite me trying to get her to follow me 3 times. I was discouraged from trying to get her to go to prom with me by my RS partner, who, you guessed it, does not follow me on Instagram. Yes, sir! Brilliant. Next up, my childhood dream right now is to be a film director. Going back to the fact that I used to be a super fan of the TV show Thunderbirds, my current childhood dream is to direct a live-action remake of Thunderbirds, and I mean a proper one. Whenever I'm out walking my dog, I like to listen to music while I'm on the walk, and the music I listen to would be music that I would put into the movie, because I also like to think about the plot, the action sequences, the story, all that kind of stuff. And I have a vision in my head of what the movie would look like, and it just sounds absolutely fabulous. Let me know if you want me to set up a GoFundMe page to raise funds to develop a Jamesrb10 movie, because I'm sure all 11,000 of you would watch that. The only reason I ever started making YouTube videos was because of one day in year 11 when I told my geography partner that I had a YouTube channel. I made up a lie to my geography partner that I ran a YouTube channel with over 1,300 subscribers, and I told her that she should check it out after school and tell me what she thought about it the next day. The next day she came back and told me she couldn't find the channels, and that's when I told her that I had made it all up, and I just made her look like a bit of a mug, to be honest. And I quickly laughed it off, and then I thought, wait, maybe that might not be such a bad idea after all. So I decided I'd give it a go, and I was very, very tempted to just give up on it because I was only getting like 10 views on it. But I decided to stick with my guns, and it's worked out pretty damn well for me since. I have been to 7 Arsenal games in my time, and every single time I have been to an Arsenal match, they have won. My first ever Arsenal game was when we played QPR on I think it was New Year's Eve 2011, and we won 1-0 through a Robin van Persie goal. I think it was on the 60th minute or something like that. Then a few days later, I was back at the Emirates for the cup tie against Leeds United in the FA Cup. That game where Thierry Henry scored on his second debut for Arsenal. Yes, I was actually there for that game. I also went to a game that same season against Aston Villa, which we won 3-0. And then, in 2012, get this, I was actually at the Emirates when we beat Newcastle United 7-3. That Theo Walcott hat-trick, that 10-goal thriller, I was there for the whole thing. Incredible. I then took a bit of a break from the Emirates, and the next game I went to wasn't actually until 2016, when I went to another FA Cup game, this time against Burnley, which Arsenal won 2-1. Then I went to the game against Man United in May 2017, which we won 2-0, with Granit Xhaka scoring that absolute banger from 35 yards or something. That definitely did not take a deflection, by the way. And we also, and my most recent game was the Carabao Cup semi-final second leg against Chelsea, which Arsenal won 2-1 through 2 jammy deflections. Arsenal have a 100% record every time I've been to the Emirates Stadium. call that a lucky charm if you want, but I'm pretty proud of that record. And the final fact about me is the one you've probably all been waiting for, the one you solely clicked on this video for. The most embarrassing fact out of them all, in my opinion, is that I could have been a Tottenham fan. Several years ago, I have no idea when, my dad actually bought me a Spurs shirt because I really wanted one, apparently. The reason I wanted one was because, if you remember, I was one of those boys who loved his toys. And one season, Spurs were actually sponsored by Thomson, who were a flight company. And that was literally the only reason my dad bought me the shirt, because I wanted it because it was sponsored by an airline company. That's got to be the most ridiculous reason you've ever heard for having a football shirt bought. Spurs changed their sponsorship a few seasons later, and Arsenal actually got sponsored by a airline company at the same time, Emirates, Fly Emirates, and that's the time I was like, yeah, Dad, can you buy me one of those shirts now? And he did, and I've actually stuck by Arsenal ever since then. I do genuinely love the club right now, but it all started because of their sponsorship. How ridiculous is that? Don't you dare go and call me a plastic fan now, because I'm not. If I was plastic, I would have definitely moved on by now. I've stuck through Arsenal ever since they changed their sponsorship, so I've been a Gooner for about 10 years now, but it could have been so much more different if Spurs had kept their sponsorships that way. That's going to be the end of the video today. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I hope you guys have learned a lot about me now, because as Optimus Prime would say, there's more to me than meets the eye. Smash a like if you enjoyed this different kind of video today. If you didn't enjoy it, then hopefully you'll enjoy the next video by me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace!
All eyes on us. I wanna scream and shout and let it all out and scream.